Our candidates-inspired daily puzzle continues. Today is round 2 of the candidates tournament, and we're going to take a look at a game played by Jan Nepomniachtchi with the white pieces against Eric Hansen on our servers back in 2018. In this position, let's take a moment first to take a look at what is going on. So black has an extra minor piece, but white has 3 pawns for the piece. So materially things are even, but as you can see, the position is incredibly messy. Our rook is under attack. There is a mate threat. There is so much going on here. It's really a crazy position. And there is only one move here that wins for white. We will get to that in a second. But first, I always encourage you guys to look for checks. So let's do that first. And there is one move that is quite tempting. It is Queen d6 check, which, steps out of the mate, also allows us to save our rook once black captures. But the problem is that here there is quite a forced sequence that can happen. So I'm just going to show you that. So black is going to play knight e2, and after king d2, they are going to take on e4, king takes e2, takes on d6, and after rook d6, now we have a big threat down here. So black goes king e7. And at the end of this line, black is going to capture on g2, winning a pawn. And black is not winning here, but black has an extra exchange for the pawn, so a 1-point advantage, and black is better here. So queen d6 was tempting, but it's going to leave us in an inferior position. So let's go back to the start. What else could we possibly do? There is not really another tempting check except for rook e8, which we will talk about in a second, because rook e8 has a good idea. And the idea is that we want to open the f-file. We are looking at the enemy king always and the enemy queen. We would love to somehow get this fork to work. And the fork is, in fact, the solution to today's puzzle, but we need to find the right way to deliver it. What do I mean by that? Let's take a look at the winning move. The winning move is rook takes d4. Rook takes d4. Black doesn't really have much of a choice but to recapture. They cannot take here because then we simply take on e6 with the fork, winning the queen on the next move. So black is going to recapture on d4. And now what was the idea? We talked about this check before. Rook e8 wins the day here. Black's only legal response is to recapture, and now suddenly we have opened up this f-file, which means that the pawn cannot recapture on e6 anymore, and we deliver this fork, the big fork, against the king and the queen. After the king moves, we're simply going to take on d4, and here white emerges with a winning position. It will still take a little bit of work, but the black king is now the one that is more exposed. White has a queen and 3 pawns for the 2 rooks. So this position is winning for white. So very well done. If you spotted this move, rook takes d4, followed by the stunning rook e8 check. Beautiful decoy sacrifice, forcing black to take, and here comes the fork, winning the queen. Now let's go back to the very beginning, because I talked about rook e8, and you might wonder, well, what's the difference? Why can't I play rook e8 first and now take on d4? The big difference here is that black can now take on c7. The queen is defended by the knight, and here suddenly it would be black who is winning. So sometimes, even when you find the right idea, you need to make very sure that you play it in the right order. It's happened to me many times before that I saw a tactic and I thought, the move order is not that important, but most of the time it is. So the only winning continuation from the starting position was to take on d4 first, then give the check, and then the fork. Very well done. If, like Jan Nepomniachtchi, you found this solution, I hope you enjoyed today's puzzle. I hope you're enjoying the candidates tournament. This is Fiona Steil-Anthony. You can catch me streaming at twitch.tv/Fionkata. You can also follow me on my other social media channels, and I will see you for another puzzle very soon.